when your prayers are being answered. So I'm a witness that almost every prayer, even the prayer as a little boy, that a little boy has in his heart, the first time he discovers, pleasure and pain and sacrifice, and that the world isn't all just mommy and daddy and beautiful, flowery, happy things going on. That even that prayer, that every person experiences, that why is the world created so beautiful by God, but why are these difficulties there? Why are these bad things in the world? That every child goes to that, It's just on what level it affects you and how long you hold on to that child nature that Imam talked about during Juma, and try and keep that good nature that God gave you, and to keep that fire burning inside you to receive the answers for your prayers. I'm a witness that my father was had such a sensitive nature that there wasn't a question that I wish I had more questions. I wish I had a team of wise people and intelligent. I think I did. I'm gonna get to that though. I wish I had a team of scholars that could follow me around and help me ask the question, because a lot of my witnesses, there was never a question. And this comes from love. Imam Mohammed, I'm sure he didn't know everything, but he always gave me an answer that satisfied me and my soul some kind of way. And I never felt without guidance. And that's one of the greatest mercies that we've had, having a great leader like Imam Mohammed, and having students up here that are still present, and people amongst the believers amongst the pioneers that still have that genuine love and for the community and for the youth like us, where there's no question, there's no emptiness in our souls, or no longing, and we've truly been blessed with a great community, and alhamdulillah. So first of all, I want to commend the pioneers for coming out and allowing us to have the opportunity. This is my hope in the future, to make this more, because we're more like a family, and it's difficult for me to come up here and speak to the pioneers in a way that doesn't show anything other than like a respect for a father or an elder or a son or to his elders. And I would really love to see more of the pioneers and hear more of the stories. I just witnessed some information, personal information from a pioneer here that served in the military. He was a paratrooper. I never knew that brother was a paratrooper. And then there's many stories that we have here that Imam Mohammed said that he had advised us that the best way to preserve your history, to make sure that you live better, is to write it down. And many of our pioneers, Imam Mohammed, he took us through the advancement of technology over the past 30 years. And 30 years ago, the most personal technology we had was maybe a telephone and maybe a tape recorder. And if you had a nice little tape recorder, one of those cassette tape recorders, then you was on the cutting edge back then. But now we walk around with computers in our pockets. So most of us during the years where we may have got into some of that gadgetry and technology and learn how to archive and preserve, most of us have photo books, but few of us have journals that we've written or have recorded our history. But that burden shouldn't be on you all. The burden should be on the young ones in our community. And on your behalf, God willing, I'm going to do the best that I can to join others that are making an effort to record your history. Because your history is vital to the future life of our community. So much so that it's almost as if we lose our future if we lose contact with you. And I mean that more than, it's not to be put lightly, that all you have to do is just look upon the faces of many of our youth, and when they come home, you recognize your young son or your young daughter or grandchild as being yours. But if you catch them before they catch you, you'll see them, and you'll see that they're out there in the world and many imams, leaders, things that are leading and occupying that time. And we wonder why is it that they don't have the interest or the need, the urgency that we felt, the urgency to support community, the urgency to try to guide our future. And I believe it's a major sign that Allah is showing us that He's giving us help is the technology, the advancement of technology. If you look back 30 years ago, like Imam said, that there was a time where an African American wouldn't dream of having access to the world. Like, you got to have millions, you got to go to Hollywood and pay for $1 million commercial just to get your face out there in the media where people can see it, and hopefully, or maybe some tragic event, some big event will have to happen before the media or the news comes out and take your picture, and then maybe people will see you flash on the screen for a minute. But now we have WDM channel, we got WDM.com, .net, .org. We can put as many TV channels up there as we can get on the channel. And it's up to us to get our information out there. And the world is no longer isolated. The world is truly one world, one family. Now, like we say, one nation, one family. And I can mention to you all I don't know if they told you, I heard them bragging on me, that actually we were coming up with a theme for the convention. And I heard some of the themes that were being jostled around. And me being employed for my father for the past 30 years, the community always gave me these long titles. They read like paragraphs. And I've noticed that my father, he would shorten. He would find the gist of the communication that needed to be. And he studied marketing, and he studied business. And what the business people do in the world, often they'll shorten something to make it more effective. And he would shorten the titles. So I thought I found the gist of what those long titles did. And immediately my mind went to a statement I heard from the president, Barack Obama, say in an interview, or it may have been a speech of his, he had mentioned that what we as Americans should get back to is when we used to say we're all in this together. And that resonated with me. And I said, that's true. That we've become a society of individuals, and most of our parents that they call, they have a language out here that's, what do they call it? People that study, the psychologists or whatever, that study societies and trends, they call us, my generation, Generation X. And I might have spoke about this last year, not to beat a dead horse, but Generation X came out to vote 4 years ago and put the president in the White House. So, and Generation X is responsible for a huge industry that the world loves, the hip-hop generation, all of these other things. So Generation X, Allah will show you that when you think you can come and label something that man is hating, man Apple, a man is quick to put his label or his names on God's creation, but God comes back and say, no, this is my man, and you got him in the wrong light. I'm going to show you who this man is. So whenever we put a person down, God comes back to lift that person back up to keep the balance. So when the president said, we're all in this together, it really, really resonated with me, because that's what I feel that the world and this world of popular culture has done to us, has made us individuals where they call the parents of our generation, not to talk about any of these exceptions to the rule, they called you all the me generation. Me. I've heard this in reports. The me generation, meaning that it's all about me. What do I think, and without knowledge, and without guidance, what do I think is good for me? What's going to make me happy? And just following the popular culture and not having concern for the future of what's going to happen to my children and my family 10, 15 years down the road, or even what's going to happen to my poor old parents. It's all about me. And the me generation produced Generation X. Practically, they say we was wiped out. But, we proved that wrong, because we got some real stars. And Barack Obama